All right, guys, welcome back to the last best take. What is this, episode three run? Um, we are going to go over the
Four. I made an
AFC.
episode yesterday.
Well, okay, so episode four on we're going to go over the NFC and AFC Central, break down the teams, kind of talk about their
Did you say
key
NFC
additions and
Central,
losses.
Steve?
What's that?
You said Central. It's
Central,
North, North. bud.
North. Okay, we're doing North. My bad. So we'll do the AFC North and NFC North, I guess. We'll start with Riley. Let him get some vengeance from missing a podcast where we kind of beat up his team a little bit. Um, but yeah, let's start it off. Riley, tell us a little bit about the 2026 Baltimore Ravens.
Well, as you guys have bashed and talked all your crap, we've actually made some moves in this free agency, even though you guys have no idea. Clearly, as you were talking out your ass the other day, you were talking about how we lost our center, our lineman, and really the only big loss that the Ravens, I believe, actually lost was Isaiah Likely. But we've been talking to free agents and potentially looking at upgrading in the draft as well. So, but one of the big ones obviously was Hendrickson. We picked up Hendrickson with the Max Crosby gate or whatever you little crybabies want to call it. But it's just business. Business is
Hey, as
business,
a
and when a
Raider
guy has
fan,
a
no,
degenerative,
we enjoy it.
yeah, you well, I know you enjoy it. I'm not talking about the Raiders fans. Raider fans are stoked, I'm sure. I'm talking about the other crybabies like Steelers and the all the other little bitches. So, uh, yeah, so that was a good deal. Got upgraded at the end. We needed some pass rush. But the offensive line, I don't know if you guys watched any Ravens games last year. Hey, be quiet. The offensive line was terrible last year. Derrick Henry, the one of the best running backs in the league, had troubles getting in the end zone, and part of it was because of the center and the right guard and the left guard. And we got rid of all three of those. So we upgraded by getting a guy. We got a guy from the Falcons. And I don't know if you watch Falcons, but their run game was pretty good. We got a right guard from them. We got a center just signed recently from the Colts. Can't think of their names right now, but regardless, it's an upgrade. The center position obviously is a little bit of a downgrade, but we're not going to pay an arm and a leg for a guy um, that we could potentially get in this year's draft. So let's see. We got another guard. So our offensive line's already better than it was last year. We signed a cornerback, which we had on the team last year, which was a great signing. What else did we do? Oh, we got a safety because there was something about you guys talking about one of the safeties that we lost. We actually upgraded with the guy from the Patriots who was in the Super Bowl last year. I don't know if anybody knows that, but this guy was a hell of a lot cheaper than the guy that left us. So that was an upgrade as well. Um, let's see. Yeah, we've met with some free agents at the tight end position, and Joku's one of the top options right now. They're also speaking with some receivers potentially at upgrading there as well. But yeah, as of right now, I'm pretty content with what we've done so far. Obviously, yeah, we'll see what the draft brings and go from there. What do you guys think?
Rod, give us
Well,
or Larry, give it a run.
I first think center with Tyler Littenbaum, big big downgrade. Whoever goes into that position, but also I noticed he kept saying on each one of his things they were cheaper. Last time I checked, no team ever gets better going cheaper.
That is
So
true.
we'll have to figure that one. We'll have to figure that one out. And he also didn't talk about losing old Harbaugh,
Oh,
good John Harbaugh, who's been there for 20 years. Granted, who knows if it got stagnant, but we'll see what happens with his message now in New York. So those are my two big things that I have to say. Well, you lose a Hall of Fame coach like that, you know, in the John Harbaugh, but we'll see.
can I respond to that?
Go for it.
The
Go ahead.
Harbaugh situation, yeah, that's tough. But I don't know if you watched any playoff games. but they never stuck to their damn game plan. We were the best rushing team in the NFL for like the past 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And when the playoffs came, our coaching staff decided we were going to be a passing team, which never made any damn sense. So I think that starts from the head down. And so I'm hoping, yeah, I think that, yeah, that might have been a Harbaugh decision. He's a special teams guy. That's why he went and got that punter of ours that you guys are worried that, oh, we downgraded from a punter position. Oh man, we're not gonna come back from a punter.
That's
Well,
1/3
the
of the
Giants are
game.
apparently planning on punting a lot. The Giants are planning on punting a lot. We are planning on scoring touchdowns. So
Your Harbaugh thing, I think it might just be a Harbaugh thing in general because Jim did the same thing in the Super Bowl. We had a Hall of Fame Frank Gore running back, and they decided to put the Oregon running back, Michael James or whatever, in the last 3 plays around the 10-yard against you Baltimore Ravens. So it might just be
great
a
Super Bowl.
Harbaugh thing with that. As far as everything else, what's the health status on Nomni Matabuke?
Oh yeah, see that's another thing is yeah, with him coming back, which there's talk that he's going to be coming back. He was one of the main reasons our pass rush was so dominant when it was, as well as the run defense. But if he comes back, that's also going to add an element to our defensive front. So yeah, right now he's questionable, but working out. I don't know if you've seen any videos of him, but it's looking good. So I'm hoping. I don't know the for sure status, but that would be a big addition as well.
I mean, I did see I did see something. Larry, are you talking? Or is he muted? Okay. I did see something that he is probably gonna be ready for the regular start of the season. I saw that today actually, so that's kind of why I was asking. I think you guys are like the 49ers, just get healthy, you know. You had a lot of guys that were injured last year. You guys you'll be fine. Um, your head coach, I think that was a good signing. Defensive minded guy. He's gonna bring that Raven mentality to that defense. Uh, Getting back to running the football, I think that'll be huge for you guys. I think you're probably gonna win the division still. So that's pretty much all I got.
All I really got is, I mean, you mentioned money a lot. If that guy behind you there didn't get paid so much, maybe you could have some people to protect him. But um, I think you guys will be fine as long as you got that guy and have Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he hasn't even gotten paid yet. He's about to get paid, probably.
Well,
I
then
thought
you're
they
really
just
gonna.
restructured his deal.
Yeah, but they restructured, but they haven't extended.
You guys can find. You guys typically draft pretty well. So whoever's in charge of that, if they do a good job and find a receiver in there, that
Yeah.
complements Zay Flowers, I think you guys can maybe win a playoff game finally. Um, and then as far as Trey Hendrickson, I watched the documentary on Prime the other day. I already like Trey. I like him even more. I think he's going to be a great addition. Um, Definitely a huge pickup and inter conference steal. Uh, Bengals are dumbasses and don't take care of their defensive players, and that's why Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have to throw for 5,000 yards every year. So, I don't know. I think you guys. I think it's gonna be a pretty interesting battle. At the top for three ways. I think whoever stays healthier wins that division. So I think if Lamar stays healthy, Henry stays healthy, your defense stays healthy, you're gonna be right in the thick of it. Um, but because of that, I think you're projected as the most wins in the league right now in Vegas. I'm taking the under on it because it's way too high. But I mean I think you're gonna win about 10. So um yeah, that's all I have on those guys.
Really?
Who do we
I
want to talk
thought I
about
saw the
next?
Rams.
It was the Ravens the other day.
Ra-
Rams were hurricane
Rams are
us.
predicted have the highest odds to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But also, I got one thing to add is what happens when Zay Flowers holds out because he wants more money this year?
They're gonna pay the man. They're gonna pay him, but he's not holding out. Don't put things out there,
yet.
Larry.
Not yet. Season's not close enough.
His name's not DK Metcalf.
So let's Ron, who did you have?
I had the Cleveland Browns. I can go.
Let's head to the Cleveland and see what the Brown Towners got going
Yeah.
on.
So the Cleveland Browns, they fired Kevin Stefanski. They brought in offense coordinator of the Ravens, actually, Todd Monken, as their head coach. Um, I don't know if that's an upgrade or not. I'm not really sure about that, but some of the most significant news right now with the Browns is the Myles Garrett restructured his contract, which initially sparked heavy trade rumors. Uh, just because now it makes it easier for the Browns to trade Myles Garrett if they want to. I don't think they're going to do that, but it gives them an option. Um, they've prioritized overhauling their offensive line. Pretty much everyone on that line was a free agent, so they pretty much restocked, got new guys. They signed center Elgin Jenkins. Um, he's going to come in play center for him. They got guard Zion Johnson. Traded for Titus Howard from the Texans tackle. Um, yeah, so they pretty much overhauled their whole offensive line, and I imagine they're going to get one guy in the draft since they have 2 first-round picks. They're probably going to get a tackle and maybe a weapon, a wide receiver probably. But they also signed linebacker Quincy Williams, got a tight end and Jake Stoll, brought over wide receiver Tylan Wallace from Baltimore, and they signed a defensive end AJ Espinoza, Iowa guy, formerly of the Bills. They did lose David Njoku, Wyatt Teller, their linebacker that played pretty well, Devin Bush, Jerome Ford, a linebacker, Mohamed Diabati, I believe, and D end, and they Joel Batonio, their other guard, is currently a free agent still. So um, they re-signed Tevin Jenkins, their other guard. So, like I said, they revamped their offensive line. That's pretty much the big news in Browns. I still think they're placing fourth in the division. We don't know who their quarterback is. It could be Deshaun Watson. It could be
They're
Shador
loaded.
Sanders.
Pro Bowler.
Apparently, they're going to have a competition this spring. Yeah, so the QB uncertainty, despite the talent on the roster, the quarterback room is struggling. Um, there's been talks that they might even draft a guy.
What
So
talent?
Pro
I
Bowler.
don't know.
You got Pro Bowler there.
That
What talent?
yeah, that defense though, you can't
Miles
deny that
Garrett.
defense is
That's the
pretty
talent they
elite.
have.
What about
Dude,
Harold?
they have talent everywhere. Denzel Ward in the back. They got freaking the linebacker Carson Schlesinger. They got guys at all
Their
levels. So
stats are packed.
their defense will keep them in the games as long as they can get a competent quarterback, whoever that is. They're going to be able to compete. So I have them still taking fourth in division, maybe third, maybe I don't know. They might compete. It depends how their quarterback play is, but yeah, that's pretty much all they. Oh God. One more thing actually. I seen so the coaching meetings are happening like next week or this week or something, and the Browns are trying to pass a rule to extend trading draft picks to 5 years so that they can trade 5 first-round picks essentially, kind of like what the NBA does. Currently, it's only you can do 3 years,
I think
but
they
the
need to
Browns are
do what
trying
they
to get
did
up.
in that movie Draft Day. They pulled off a good one.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason they're doing that is because they are a shitty team. So uh, only bad organizations would ever even consider doing something like that. So I don't think the rule is going to pass. However, that will be a talking point. So you guys might see that in the future. But yeah,
Was that a low blow
that's
at
all
the
I got for
Ravens
them.
with talking about trading first round picks?
It could be.
My thoughts
Like I
are, I
said,
mean,
business is business.
they have some talent. They got Harold Fannin. If the guy's talented enough to get rid of Njoku, who's also talented. I mean, their defense is tough as nails. I didn't look at the numbers, but I doubt anybody even scored 30 points on him. Maybe if it happened, it maybe happened because the offense put him in such bad position. But I mean, if Deshaun Watson can stay away from the massage table and return to form of like 2020, which probably not. They have a shot. They need some help with some receivers. Miles Garrett's as good as they come. And then the back behind it is helped by him. So I think they get about 5-6 wins just strictly on their defense. I think Miles Garrett will have another 20 plus sack season, and it'll be interesting. I think they'll win games that they're not supposed to and break some parlays. So, Larry, what are you thinking?
Well, I have to agree with you. I do like the tight end Fanning and that addition from Buffalo, AJ Espinoza or something like that off the end to help Miles Garrett on the other end. Hopefully that defensive tackle they got last year could step up in the middle. Defense, as we know, is, like I said, solid. It's just the offense. When you don't have when you have three quarterbacks, you don't have any quarterbacks, like they say. Also, I don't think they have anybody really to throw the ball to as far as wide receivers. Correct me if I'm wrong. If they even have Jerry Jeudy still, maybe he might be the only one. But other than that, I think, they need somebody to throw the ball to. And we'll see how that turns out.
Riley, what do you got?
The Browns are cheeks. That's all I got.
Cheeks.
Nope. They're
That's
ass
a Ravens.
cheeks.
That's a Ravens fan there.
Well,
So
their defense
we'll
has
see.
always been good. Their defense is good, but that's because they play a lot of defense.
So they're well
So
practiced.
You know, a lot of high
they're
draft
they're
picks.
very well practiced. They've got a lot of first rounders on there. Baylor stuff.
Not if they trade all them first round picks.
What did you say?
Not if they trade all them first round picks.
Yeah, true. Now they'll win probably, like you said, 5 games. They'll probably beat the Steelers because they always do, and they'll split with the Bengals, and they will lose to the Ravens twice. So they'll be 4th in the division.
Larry, you want to talk about the team that carried you to the name on that trophy behind Ron's shoulder?
My trophy.
You're muted.
He's muted.
You wasted a hell of a quote there. And
Probably.
Still muted.
Larry, you're muted.
Cincinnati, they didn't do much as far as any type of additions. Their offensive line actually surprised me when I was looking into it. They are ranked 7th overall. Only allowed 36 sacks on 688 dropbacks, which was the second most in the league, even though Magical Joe Burrow wasn't back there. It only allowed out of 688 dropbacks 36 sacks, which was 14th in the NFL. They did re-sign Dalton, I'll probably butcher his name, Reisner on the right guard. Solid person to keep around as far as in that offensive line. But unfortunately, when you have Joe Burrow making $55 million, Jamar Chase making $40 million, and Higgins, I think it's like $28 million, something like that. I have it right here somewhere. $29 million comes out to about $120 million, which is 44% of their draft or their money is spent. So they don't have much to go on, whether the offensive line or defense. So that's where they could, they need to probably get rid of one of those guys. But unfortunately, they also don't have any third or fourth receivers that could really step up. So they're getting old there. And as far as their defense, I mean, they really don't have one. They did make some key additions. They did bring up Boye Mafe from Seattle on what did he get? I forget how much money he got. I could actually tell you here in a hot second.
3 years, 60 million.
Was that what it was? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that, I mean, him addition, but they lost, of course, Trey Hendrickson. So that's leaving a big hole to try to be filled with that. They did also add Brian Cook, a safety. Um, so we'll have to see how that turns out. But their defense is ranked overall in the bottom, 30th in points allowed, last in rushing, and second to last in passing yards per game. So
They were
it's
terrible
just
against
going to
tight
be,
ends.
yes. And yeah, with Gillespie or whatever his name is, their tight ends, so them and, uh, what do you call it? The Cleveland Browns will be fighting for the bottom of the barrel. Also, but we'll have to also find out. It all comes down to quarterbacks. If Joe Burrow can stay healthy and stay upright, and help the defense, stay off the field a little bit, they might have a fighting chance. Who knows with Pittsburgh, Aaron Rodgers or Will Howard or anything like that. The three needs they could probably do is defensive tackle, or definitely some offensive line help as well. Three guys to watch wouldn't be, of course, is all the tackles. Francis Malaku from Miami, Utah Spencer Fanu, and then also maybe that defensive back out of LSU, Mason or Delaney. They also, I mean, there might be one of those edge rushers there, but they've also used the last couple of years on edge rushers as far as Shamar Stewart and Miles Murphy. Shamar Stewart last year, who held out from Texas Tech at the beginning. So we'll see maybe if one of those guys can step up as well. But yeah, good luck.
I think they got some elite
Yeah, I think one of
offensive
the big
weapons.
signings. Go ahead, Steven.
I think they got some elite offensive weapons. Probably the best 1-2 punch at receiver in the NFL. Chase Brown, that guy carried me through the fantasy playoffs. And with Burrow in there, I mean Burrow put that away. You got. I don't want to hear about your New York Giants defense bullshit. But with Joe Burrow, he's gonna probably win his 5th comeback player of the year award. Um, this year, that's what he does every other year. He wins the comeback player of the year.
Every other year.
So watch out for that, and maybe go put if you're looking for a futures bet. If you're looking for another lock, whoever they play week 1, you might as well uh, triple down on their whoever the opposing tight end is, because they let them score every single week last year. So that is a lock pick, 3 months, 4 months in advance. So you're welcome. But their defense is going to be terrible. So that looks good for the offense to put up giant numbers again. I don't think they're going to be that good unless something happens in the draft and in the future with some defensive help. Trey Hendrickson was a stalwart for those guys, and they like watching that documentary. Like I said, they don't take care of their people outside of offensive people, so their defense will always probably be bad. So go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, they're like you said, they don't take care of their people because they're a cheap organization. Yeah, they pay Joe Burrow and their wide receivers, but that's it. Like, um, they really need Shamar Stewart, their first round pick last year, to develop. If they're going to be anything on defense, like he's got to step up, develop. They did sign Jonathan Allen, a interior pass rusher. He's kind of been on a downward slide. He's okay, but like he hasn't been great the last couple years. Um, yeah, you said Boye Mafe, the edge, so put him opposite of Shamar Stewart. That will improve that pass rush, but they were the worst defense last year. There was a stint like 3 or 4 games when the offense was putting up 35 points and they were still losing. So, which is absolutely crazy and ridiculous. Um, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. Uh, they haven't signed enough people to improve that defense. The offense is going to be elite, but um, I guess the only other big signing they brought back Joe Flacco. So at least they'll have a steady backup when if Burrow gets hurt. So
Wacko.
just going to
Huge.
say
They'll be
that.
able to sling the ball around still. So
Yeah, Flacco's the man. He actually
yeah, so
won
that's
them
all I
some
got on
games
them.
last year.
They'll be back if
That the
Joe Burrow's
Ravens' last
healthy.
Super Bowl winning QB?
Yeah, but don't worry.
Oh.
It's coming.
It was against us though, Steven. So
Yeah, do you remember that, Steven?
It still hurts every day.
It should.
yeah.
It was a good
So
game.
Brad Johnson beat the Raiders, so don't feel bad if Joe Flacco. I mean, sometimes the defense shows up more than the offense.
yeah. So I think they're gonna compete. If Joe Burrow's healthy all season, they'll be battling right there with the Ravens for first place. If he gets banged up, they're gonna be battling with the Browns for last place. So we'll just see how that plays out. But that's
Well,
pretty much all I got.
I don't know if you guys have seen any of the recent sports on TV, but Burrow's currently playing flag football and making very aggressive cuts on that turf. So God forbid he tear an ACL playing flag football when he shouldn't even be on the field in the first place. Is how much money does he get paid? What was the contract?
$55 million.
What's he doing playing flag football? What and running the ball and making cuts trying like if Lamar were to do that?
Trying to score a touchdown like Jamar Chase. He was trying to show him up
Well,
towards the end, and it didn't
that
work out very well.
yes. I mean, what's his name? Paul? Logan Paul? If I
Logan
can
Paul.
Yeah, it's like, dude, okay, you're gonna wreck your ACL in a flag football. You're a $55 million quarterback and you're playing flag football. If that was Lamar Jackson, they would ream his ass. But yeah, other than that,
Hot take though. I got a hot take for that flag football. That was actually more entertaining than the Pro Bowl stuff.
well,
Like
yeah, no
that
doubt.
was actually pretty entertaining. And if Lamar Jackson was playing that flag, that would be elite. He'd be like Team USA guys ducking under people. So I would have
Yeah,
liked to
I was
see
about to
him
say, I
rather
don't know
than
if
Joe
any of
Burrow.
those NFL guys could drop them hips that low. They're too big and
Some dance
big for
moves is
that.
what that looked like.
Yeah, that was actually pretty entertaining.
All right.
Well, other than that, the Bengals are still gonna be the Bengals, but they'll I don't know, probably win 8 games, 8, 9 games maybe. I don't know if they'll be competing for first place unless Burrow goes off like he tends to do sometimes. Um, but yeah, I think they'll be either second or third in the division. So that's my take. I don't like talking too much about these other terrible, shitty teams. So I'll let you guys
Yeah.
do all the talking.
I'll start with the defending division champs, the Pittsburgh Steelers. um, they got bigger and stronger, so that is the black and blue division. I definitely think it's the most bruising division in football right now with the DNs and now their wide receivers, bunch of big boys who like to get physical. They brought in Rico Dowdell back are off of 2 straight 1,000-yard seasons. So that's going to be a big pickup for him. I know we're waiting on Aaron Rodgers to surprise us again with his coming back. This has got to be his last hurrah. I can't see him doing another one. I think they'll probably draft a QB in the draft. Who knows about Will Howard? So we'll see what that looks like. But I think they added some they reinforced their secondary up a little bit. Michael Pittman, big receiver, got some talent. Um, Made some plays down there for a couple years in Indianapolis. I think both those guys are what 6'2", 230, something like that. Big boys. Um, and then they re-signed Asante Samuels, corner, Jamil Dean, Jaquan Brisker, Sebastian Joseph Day. So they got some signings on the defense. Um, Projected, again, I think these guys will be another team. Like I said, it could be whoever's staying healthier, coin flip. These guys could easily win the division if Baltimore's defense can stop the run like they can. Maybe they'll beat them, but they didn't last year. So these guys took the division and what they one and done. So I think they're going to win probably 9 games. I'll put them at 9. I think Aaron Rodgers, hopefully he didn't go to the Hiawatha retreat. If he did, hopefully it made him a little bit healthier. I mean, I know he's got to stay healthy for that, for his wife, that I don't think exists. Um, Realistic outcome, yeah. So yeah, I would say these guys are
Conspiracy.
going to finish anywhere from first to third, based off of the whoever's staying healthy. So who's got their take on it?
Oh,
Looks like
I
Larry
guess.
does. Or Ron?
Larry's talking about conspiracy theories. You don't want Aaron Rodgers to see this. He might go off about conspiracy theories.
Uh-oh.
Aaron Rodgers is currently probably filming another Netflix show. Did you guys watch that on there about him where he went and did all that meditation stuff or whatever? Anyways,
A couple years ago, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if you mentioned this, but the big deal was Mike Tomlin left the team, so they brought in
Who?
Mike McCarthy.
Oh,
What?
I was just kidding.
Oh, they brought in Mike McCarthy, so that was kind of an indicator that Aaron Rodgers would probably be coming back. It's not 100% sure. That's kind of the biggest deal with them. I like some of their signings they did. The trade for Michael Pittman was huge. He's going to open up that offense. They did lose that guard that went to Arizona, so that's kind of a big deal for them. He was a big, powerful guy, so that run game might be affected by that. We'll see. They'll probably address it in the draft. I've seen that they've projected to potentially get Vega Ione, the Penn State guard, with their pick, so I could see them doing that. But I've also seen maybe them trying to get Ty Simpson, so I don't know. But the other big thing is last year, TJ Watt, didn't he have like a collapsed lung or something? So
Yeah.
they say that he's fully healthy now. So that will be huge for them. Battling through that, I'm sure, was extremely painful. Um, yeah, I don't really have anything. I think if it depends who their quarterback is, but they'll probably compete for first with the Ravens. Yeah, that's all I really got with them.
Nope, I have to agree. I do like the additions, especially that running back Rico Dowell, that coming from Carolina, big, hard, physical runner, bringing back that physical presence that um, Pittsburgh is known for. Having T.J. Watt fully back, of course, is 1,000 times better for their defense. Um, the big also thing is their run game, I think, will be better than last year because I don't think they had much of a run game last year. And I think Kenneth Gainwell, he was maybe their biggest receiver last year as far as most receptions. And I don't know if he's still with the team.
He's gone.
Yeah,
Keep going.
so I think that's going to be a big hole to fill. But like they said, you brought in Michael Pittman.
Butthole to fill.
So we'll have how the addition of that goes. Um, Defense has always been solid for Pittsburgh. We'll see if that continue goes on. And Aaron Rodgers didn't stink up the joint last year playing. I mean, as much as old as he is, and as much as he's a pain in the ass to probably deal with, as far as not showing up until the very end and all that type of drama that comes along with it. But once again, like we all said, it'll all be a cluster up top. Depends on who stays healthy. Um, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, whoever plays quarterback for Cleveland, doesn't really matter there. And then, of course, same thing with Pittsburgh. So we'll have to see. It all matters on the quarterback for, I think, this whole division and health. So we'll see.
Riley, you want to talk on your buddies?
I can't stand this team. So, but I'll put my 2 cents in, I guess. I will say they definitely did get better with the signings that they added, but at the same time, I don't know if you watched them run the ball last year. Like Larry was saying, the run offense was pretty terrible. I don't know if Rico's really going to help that much. Their Gainwell was like really their offense last year for him. and they lost him. So, and I don't know if Dowdo can catch the ball like Gainwell does out of the backfield. They don't have a quarterback, so like
They
if
still
they
got
bring in
Jalen
Aaron
Warren, don't
Rodgers,
they?
what's that?
They still got Jalen Warren, I thought.
Well, yeah, Warren, but he didn't really do much. I mean, like comparatively.
Won me a fantasy football championship.
Well, you got lucky as hell, just like Steven got lucky getting past his round too. Oh, Puka. But yeah, other than that, like they did some that Michael Pittman was a good deal because they really didn't have any other option, especially with Metcalf being out the last game or so. And the only reason they made it to the playoffs, Steven, is because we missed a damn field goal. That was a chip shot. So
should have kept
maybe
your
our
guy.
kicker got a reality check in the locker room from the rest of the team after that game because
Could bring back Justin
Well,
Tucker.
maybe bring back Jason Tuck.
we might need to. But yeah, the Steelers have always had a good defense, so they'll be solid there. And yeah, getting TJ Watt healthy sucks, but good for them. They brought back the old man Cam Hayward, who still can ball. That dude's old as shit, but that dude can play. He's their best player for sure on the defensive end.
He's no ways better than
Who else
TJ
did they
Watt.
add? Well, Hayward is a beast
He's a beast, but he's not.
when it comes to the run
Watt.
game. TJ Watt doesn't do much in the run game. He just yeah, but TJ Watt is only a pass rusher. But regardless,
Mad Max is an all-around player, defensive end.
Mad Max is pretty solid. I was excited to have him, but apparently he's got really bad knees. Maybe you should stay off of him.
Maybe if Baltimore put him on a better plane.
What was that? And then yeah, the Pittman deal was a good signing for them. They needed help, obviously. Can't stand them. But regardless, they'll be fighting against the Ravens for first place. And if we miss another field goal, they might win it. I mean, it's all based on the Ravens. So it's our division. Are we going to win or are we going to lose it? So
speaking of Justin,
what happened last year? Just asking for a friend.
What'd you say, Larry?
What happened last year? I was just asking for the podcast. What happened? Who won last year?
Yeah, did you? I don't know if you've seen the review of the game, but the Ravens got called for. There was a field goal that the Steelers kicked, and we got called for leverage. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just telling you the facts now. They reviewed it. It's reviewed. It came out. They called leverage on a field goal, and they returned and said that was not leverage. If you watch the play, it was crap. They also said,
got him going now.
What? There was also controversial calls.
I think he's crying at his beer.
The touchdown with Isaiah Likely, of course. The one where he caught the football. Do you remember that? Where he caught the football, took the step.
Is that out of bounds?
No, not that one. That was the Chiefs. I'm talking about the one he caught, took a step, took another step, and the guy hit the ball out of his hand in the end zone. They said that was a touchdown. They reviewed that. I'm just saying. So that's 7 points. We lost by 3. And then they got a field goal based off leverage. So that would be a 10-point swing. Yeah, we won by 10, technically, if you want to be honest.
Where did it go in the win column?
You can go back and look. They reviewed it and they changed
it. Did it go in the win column or the loss column?
They reviewed it.
Did it change the result of the game?
It didn't change that game because you can't go back in history. But you guys know what I'm saying. We got fucked. That's all.
Isn't Justin Tucker with Deshaun Watson, Cleveland now?
No, but they should be.
I thought
that would be dangerous.
Yeah, you better watch out. I thought they signed him, but maybe
massage parlors there better watch out.
I don't even know.
Those parlors in Ohio might be in trouble.
Massage in Cleveland.
You got to bring Robert Kraft with them too, though.
Yeah.
Well, he'll use the plane to fly him around.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right.
Should we move to the other division?
The other side, so Riley can calm down.
saying.
All
We
right,
got fucked.
let's let Riley get his beer. Let's move off to let's start with the Vikings. Who's got the Vikings? Is that Riley?
Really? Yeah, let go to someone else.
Go to the Packers. Let
I'll
that guy
go.
cool
I had
down
the
for a minute.
Packers, so the Packers usually they're known for not really doing much in free agency. Last year was kind of like the first year that they kind of did something. Pretty much the big news is they extended their head coach Matt LaFleur and general manager Brian Gutekunst, however you say that. That's pretty much their big signings. They brought in Javon Hargrave, a defensive tackle. He has been ass since he came to the 49ers. So that's really nothing. They brought in corner Benjamin St. Juice, 2 year, 10 million. I guess that's okay. He gets a lot of holding penalties, but they traded for linebacker Zaire Franklin, so that's pretty good, I guess. They picked up 49ers kick returner Sky Moore, signed a center to replace the guy that Eldon Jenkins that they lost to the Browns, Sean Ryan. Brought in a running back to replace the guy Seattle signed. They
Emmanuel
lost their
Wilson.
left tackle, Rashad Walker, and they've lost more guys than they brought in, that's for sure. So they've been considered losers in this offseason. So some of the key guys they've lost. Romeo Dobbs, probably their number one wide receiver at times last year, as
He
far as
definitely was.
targets, anyways. So they lost him. Their backup QB Malik Willis, who played 4 or 5 games last year and actually played pretty well, lost him. They traded away their defensive end Rashawn Gary to the Cowboys for a fourth round pick. Lost their starting center to the Browns. Lost Quay Walker, the linebacker, to the Raiders, and lost their starting left tackle Rashad Walker. So they're losers in free agency. Obviously, the biggest news with them is Micah Parsons' injury. He suffered a torn Achilles, I believe. Let me
Brained
double check. Yeah,
eyelash.
he tore his left ACL week 15. So Schefter reported yesterday that he's going to be out at least 3 to 4 games to start the season. It probably will be more, being that it was such a late injury. Um, yeah, so that's their biggest deal. There's been rumors of them potentially trading for defensive end Josh Sweat from the Cardinals because Jonathan Gannon, who was the head coach of the Cardinals, got fired, became the defensive coordinator of the Packers. So he kind of wants to bring Josh Sweat over, and Josh Sweat has been reported to want to be traded. So it makes sense. They need to bring somebody over to fill the void left by Micah Parsons for a little bit. Um, let's see. Yeah, their main focus is going to be the draft. Uh, they don't have a first round pick, however, because of the Micah Parsons trade. So they're going to be some of the guys they're going to need to get in the later rounds are like a defensive tackle because they sent away the guy to the Cowboys with that trade. Yeah, they brought in Javon Hargrave, but he is not a run stopper. He's just pass rusher, and honestly, he's washed at this point. So they'll probably get a defensive tackle in the draft. They need a corner because they released their best corner last year, and an edge rusher, and maybe a running back because Josh Jacobs gets banged up a little bit, and the big guy that they have behind him can't stay healthy either. So their main focus is going to be on the draft. They're big losers in free agency. I don't really have anything else. Let's see. I think they're, as far as how they rank in the division, um, I think they're probably going to be second or third, uh, with the Bears and the Lions. I think they'll be ahead of the Vikings because the Vikings will see how Kyler Murray does. I don't know how good he's going to be. but I think the Packers will be better than the Vikings for most of the year. So I'd have them finishing third. They could be maybe second. It depends. Jared Goff, I don't know. Yeah, so I do think the Bears are probably going to win the division. That's all I got for them.
My take on it is, I mean, they lost a lot of big names. I mean, Malik Willis, the dude only played in 4 games and threw 35 passes, and now he's getting paid. So good on you, Malik. But I mean, he didn't really do a ton when he was there. Emmanuel Wilson, no big loss. Uh, he barely ran for, I don't even, not very many yards. But let me pull this up. Romeo Dobbs, they're probably their biggest loss in my opinion. I guess Emmanuel Wilson had about 500, but their biggest loss, in my opinion, is Romeo Dobbs. I don't think he was their best receiver, but he was their best receiver that could stay healthy. Christian Watson, I think, is their best, but he is made of glass. So if that guy can stay healthy and they can get to Toyota Truck Month, where Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the NFL during that time, I believe it's during December. Um, I think they'll be all right. But with Mike Parsons out the first 5, 6 games, I don't know that their defense is that strong. They better hope they have a uh, nice, soft schedule to kind of get into it. They are going to run the ball. That is the staple. They did steal a horse of a running back from some team that was stupid enough to let him go. And he got 13 touchdowns last year. He's had a couple of good years run since he left that team that always picks first in the draft. But other than that, I mean, I think they'll this is another tough. I think this is another division where anybody could win it. I mean, I feel like the Vikings might be the worst, but I also feel like the Lions might be the worst. So I don't know. It could be anyone. Whoever stays healthy would be my take on this one. I'll give them 9 wins. What do you got, Larry?
Biggest thing is, that they lost their first round with Parsons coming in to try to build with this team. Um, Jordan Love, we'll see if he stays healthy, how his receivers show up for him. Will be huge. Once again, if Josh Jacobs, he always tends to miss a couple of games, even though he somewhat is a stud, and we probably shouldn't have let him go, but we'll see about how all that turns out. Defense losing Quay Walker too. Once again, the Raiders might be a big deal. Tackling machine, I believe he led him in tackles last year. So we'll also have to see how it all turns out. But yeah, that I think this division is going to be a bloodbath. Who's going to win? It's hard to say. I mean, was Chicago a fluke? We'll have to see with Ben Johnson. Detroit, we'll talk about them here shortly. Um, Minnesota, I mean, they had 10 wins with the Pastronaut as quarterback. So, now they got Kyler Murray, which hopefully they could slap the video game controller out of his hand and let him focus on some football. Yeah, but we'll have to see how all that goes. I see him probably being in the, high 8, 9, maybe 11, 12 win team. So we'll have to see. It all matters if they stay healthy.
Riley?
The Packers? Huh. I think you guys about this is just a tough division. It could go anywhere, just like you guys have said, based off health. Yeah, I don't really see they're not too sexy in my opinion, but they could use some help on the receiver end. But yeah, I would agree with most of what you guys said. So it's not sexy. Their team's not sexy.
Dad's gonna be upset at you.
Well, that's okay.
All right. Do we want to move on to the you want to let Riley go? You got a hug now, so looks like he's gonna be better. Riley,
Sure,
you want
I'll
to
go.
talk about
Yeah, I'll go quick. Hold on, Steve. Go to somebody else.
All right, Larry. Let's talk about the Lions, Larry.
I'll sub in. All right. Well, Detroit, we'll see how they did. I think they had some key losses, key additions, both offensively and defensively. Losing both their coordinators last year was probably pretty big for them. Now they have, their defensive coordinator has another year under his belt. Aiden Hutchinson will be fully healthy. The biggest thing, if they can get that guy some help, would be awesome. But first off, we'll just obviously start off with the big boys up front, the offensive line. About mediocre as far as, about the 12th ranked offensive line. Of course, anchored by, we all know, one of the top tackles in Penei Sewell. Sounds like there is maybe rumors he might be going to left tackle with Taylor Decker being released this year, but we'll have to see, how the draft works out. And, they haven't really done much. I think they signed a guy named Larry Bloom, second stringer, kind of fill the gap type of holes. They did happen to add Cade May for 3 years, 25 million, third 13th ranked center, which is a good addition for them, considering last year with the quick retirement of Frank Ragnow, his quick retirement last year kind of left them in a hard situation. So
Didn't that guy
as
play
we
center?
know,
Yeah.
yep, he was their
Losing
center,
centers is a
for
big
years.
deal. Just an
So they
observation.
struggled, with that last year. Caden May is a big dude. He's like, I think 6'6", 325. So, he is awesome. The good thing is awesome in the pass game. Uh, great pass blocker, 0 sacks, and 756 passes snaps. The problem is he struggles with the run game. As we know, that is what the Detroit Lions like to do with Jahmyr Gibbs. And then, losing David Montgomery is a big loss. But then they also did retool right back up with Isaiah Pacheco from Kansas City, which I think could be solid. He won't have to be the man now like he was trying to be in Kansas City. He could just sub in for Jahmyr Gibbs. The one big loss I think on that offensive line is the Taylor Decker. He's been there for the last 10 years, been a solid, reliable left tackle. 10 years, 140 starts. Last year did only allow 2 sacks out of 550 pass attempts or snaps played. So yeah, we'll see how their offensive line comes about as far as togetherness, and their offensive coordinator, how he uses the dynamic duo of Isaiah Pacheco, Jahmyr Gibbs. I love, like you said, the top receiving group. They don't have too shabby of characters either, as far as Amon St. Brown and then Jameson Williamson. Granted, we would all love to see if that guy from Alabama actually shows up, Williams. So we'll have to see how that goes. Defense, they've only been solid, but it's always come down to health for them the last couple of years. 18th overall, 14th in rushing yards per game, 19th in pass yards. Did lose a solid linebacker, Alex, I'll probably butcher, Adelano from Tampa Bay, and they lost the defensive guy, Al Quadin Muhammad, also to the Bucks. 11 sacks last year, playing along with Aiden Hutchinson. So those two will both be big losses on the defense. They did add DJ Wanum from the Panthers, but he only had 3 sacks last year in the 15 games. We'll see, maybe lining him up next to Aiden Hutchinson if he'll be able to, step up the game. I think what they do need is probably that other side of tackle, as far as on the other side of Penei Sewell, as far as edge rusher or a good solid defensive tackle, which you can find in the later ends of the drafts with what are their names? I think I got them. Caden, there's from Florida. Caleb Banks from Florida, and then they also got that kid from Ohio State as well. So, and they got another kid from Clemson coming out as far as defensive tackles, kind of early, late first, early second. So we'll have to see how that goes as far as them. I think they picked maybe 17th if I remember right. yeah, we'll have to see how all that goes. Once again, it's going to be a dogfight. I think they are projected to be like one of the top one or two, but once again, it's going to come down to who stays healthy and what quarterback shows up. Jared Goff, as we know, good quarterback. Caleb Williams, does he kind of regress after the first year with Ben Johnson? So we'll have to see, and then obviously with the Vikings, Kyler Murray, how that turns out, and Jordan Love. So we'll have to see how it all goes out.
I think the Lions, to me, they will go as far as Jared Goff goes. I think he's a really good quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I'm going to go back to the example I said a couple shows ago. Alex Smith with the Chiefs, good enough to lead them to the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. Bring in Patrick Mahomes, it's a whole new damn team. So they need to find their Patrick Mahomes. I do think Jahmyr Gibbs will be probably the best fantasy football player through at least 10 weeks. Then I want to see if he's durable. If he can stay healthy, I think he can blow up. I think he'll have a couple 40, 50-point games, but I also think he'll have what he did in the fantasy playoffs this year, tank games. So I think he was a big winner with Montgomery leaving. I don't think Pacheco is Montgomery. I think he's 75% of what Montgomery was. I think they will focus back in on running the ball, which will help their defense. That'll help Goff. I mean, Goff is what's holding them back. Hey, look what happened to the Rams when they traded Stafford to the LA Super Bowl. He's a very good quarterback, just not good enough to take them to where they want to go. So that's all I really got on those guys. I think they're going to be good. I think if they stay healthy, they're going to score a crap ton of points. They're as talented as any team on offense. So the Hutchinson guy's pretty solid. I don't know necessarily about his run defense, but pass defense, he can get after that QB. So, Ron, what do you got?
Yeah, it is for the Jared Goff stuff you're talking about. It really depends on how many indoor games they have. His stats when he plays indoors is way better than when he's outside. So, if I mean, they have an indoor field. So, if based on their schedule, if they play a bunch of indoor games, they could have a way better record. He could look a lot better. You guys didn't mention that they signed Teddy Two Gloves
Ooh.
as a backup QB. So,
Teddy B.
that was one guy that you guys didn't bring up, but I know they've been in the talks of trading for one of the elite pass rushers, whether that's potentially Myles Garrett or Max Crosby. There's been rumors of them being in the running for that, just because they're kind of in their win now window. I did see a report saying that the rookie corner that they drafted last year, I believe, Terrion Arnold, was connected to some robbery thing. So he might have some legal action taken to him. I haven't heard anything about that. So they might be in the market of drafting in corner again. And I know Lions fans don't like that because I'm pretty sure it's like 3 corners drafted in the first round the last 3 years. But Larry brought it up. Penei Sewell potentially switching over to the left side. That'll be interesting. I think the reason for that is because most of the tackles in the draft this year are right tackles, primarily right tackles. So that's kind of why. And Sewell played left tackle at Oregon, so it makes sense to switch him over, get a right tackle, fix that offensive line. Other than that, I think they're going to be fighting to potentially win the division. It depends on the health of the players. Like that defense is banged up every year, but we'll see. I think they're probably more likely to fall into third, but based off health, that's all I got.
Defense must practice
Joey
nurse education.
Bosa, I think, also would be another good addition to look out for if they could put him on the other side of Hutch. It's just matter about what Joey Bosa said, if he wants to go play for Detroit.
Riley, you got any thoughts on the Detroit Motor City Lions?
I don't have too much, but I'll just say that I think they'll be fighting against the Bears for the top of the division. So you guys kind of covered it, so I don't want to go any longer. I'll just say they're gonna be fighting for the top. So,
All right,
and then I'll go into the Vikings if you guys want me to.
Roll into them.
My children are ready for bed. So, okay. Well, one of the biggest things I guess was they got the kneecap kid, the guy that can't see over the line, Kyler Murray. Put the video games down, like Larry said. Yeah, that I think actually was a really good signing for them. But I see they also signed Carson Wentz back, which was interesting. And so that makes me think that they're potentially going to trade 9. So I don't know what you guys think, but like 9 might be getting on the trading block. And it's time to lay down. Yeah, or yeah. I'll let you guys take over. I'm sorry, I gotta go. You guys take it over.
So I mean, with Kyler coming over, I think quarterback whisperer coach. I think there's some truth to it. I think Kyler is a better passer than he gets credit for. I think Arizona's passing O-line protection was terrible. I mean, Brissett just was doing the same thing. He had to get rid of the ball quick. So I think this is a better situation for Kyler. Gives him an opportunity to revamp his career. Like I do. I mean, I don't know when Call of Duty comes out next, but if it does come out during the football season, that's cruel. I think one of these guys' biggest problems was their general manager who they replaced. That guy. I mean, if the guy's making the calls, making the picks, I watched the Receivers documentary on Netflix. The dude's wasn't real professional. He'd come in like for photo shoots and like swimming trunks and a professional.
Hey, be careful. Be careful. The Niners brought him in.
Well, we maybe keep him near the electrical substation. But like I think these guys are going to be all right. Justin Jefferson, he's as good as they come. They got the same running backs back. They aren't terrible. Their defense is always tough. What's the name of that linebacker? That white dude. They always around the ball, always causing problems. You guys know his name off the top of your head?
I would say Harrison Smith, but he's a safety.
No, it's number 57, I think is his number. Just a terror.
Greenlaw?
No, Greenlaw's with the Niners.
Greenway?
Broncos. What was it? No, it's
Wilson?
Greenway?
No, I don't remember what. But the dude's a baller. They do have Harrison Smith, like I said. What do you got? Is it 57 or is it 51?
51, Blake Cashman.
I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't think that's the name either. But I mean, you watch a Vikings game, you turn it on. Vikings fans will know who I'm talking about. Every time I've watched their games, when I got stuck in North Dakota, I had to watch freaking Minnesota games. But the dude's a baller. So they could finish first, they could finish fourth. I could see it going both ways. I think they do have a good coach. I mean, he comes from the same tree as the Packers coach, the Niners. So it'll be interesting to see if Kyler can revamp his career. If Kyler can revamp it and be the QB from 2-3 years ago, I think they're going to be pretty good. If not, then I don't think they're going to be very good either. So, Ron, what do you think?
I think they're going to be good as long as Kyler Murray doesn't try to pretend that the Somalians there are a part of the Modern Warfare 3 game. Uh, if he just focuses on football, they're going to be fine. Um, I don't really know what they've done other than Kyler Murray. They have good coaching. Their defense is good. Their defensive coach is really good. Flores, he's good. We'll see who they get in the draft. Uh, it's really based off quarterback play for me. Division, they could win it. They could be last. We'll see how Kyler Murray plays. I don't really have much. I don't know much about Vikings, so
Larry, what thoughts you got?
But I guess I'll jump in. The one thing is like I said earlier, with them having 10 wins with Kyler Murray coming in from all the how number 9 nice.
you're muted, Larry.
I
think the big thing as far as where we laid off as is adding Kyler Murray, how he shows up. They had 10 wins last year with their quarterback play that was subpar at the max. They have great coaching, like you said. B-Flow on the defense, Kevin O'Connell, running the offense. Awesome receivers going on. They did kind of sounds like restructure some of their contracts as far as Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw, and to retain, and retaining TJ Hawkinson is awesome, pretty good. Losing, Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen, we'll see how that does prove to affect them. The big also thing is they do hold nine picks in this upcoming draft, so we'll see how they use those and how they develop those players. But I mean, it all comes down to health with this division. If they're able to stay healthy, they can lead the division. Like I said, with the quarterback play, if they can get 3 or 4 more wins, they would be up there with, the Detroit, Green Bay, all those teams. So we'll have to see how it turns out. And yeah, that's what I got to say probably about the
Purple People Eaters.
The Minnesota.
The name I couldn't think of was Andrew Van Ginkel. If you've watched that dude,
Gotcha.
you'll know that dude's a animal.
I know he does. I think he has long hair like Clay Matthews.
Yeah, he came straight out of the Disney movie, the Jungle Book or whatever it is. So,
I did just think of something with the Vikings. They're trying to trade one of their defensive ends, the Grenard. So I know there's talks of that. I don't know. I think I've heard like a 4th-round pick for him. He was pretty good 2 years ago. He was banged up this year. We'll see if they trade him. But yeah, that's all I know about the Vikings.
all right, we'll go to the Chicago Bears. I think best thing they got last year was Ben Johnson. I think he fixed Caleb Iceman Williams up a little bit. Did he do enough? For long term, I don't know. I mean, Caleb's kind of a character, so time will tell, I think, with that. They did lose DJ Moore to Buffalo. I think the big winner with that is Roma Dunze, or I guess you could say the tight end Loveland is a big winner of that because a lot of targets right there that will now have to be distributed. And I think Loveland is going to be the winner, but I think Odunze showed some sparks last year, and it'll help too. So I do think that Luther Burden will get an opportunity to replace him. He has the talent. Whether he does it, I don't know. I mean, we had Justin Blackman. Like that's the type of talent he reminds me of, like really top end talent. But can he put it together? I really threw it back there. So I mean, Cole Kmet, their defense was good. I don't know what they lost. My computer's going nice and slow. They got Kobe Bryant, Cam Lewis, Devin Bush. So they added some good pieces there. So I think that's going to help them. I think they'll stay. I think they're going to stick to the ground game quite a bit still. So Swift should have another good year. I wouldn't be surprised if they got another back in the draft to kind of supplement. I know Ben Johnson likes the two back system. Last year they had the one guy, drawing a blank on his name, but like step in and make some runs, but I don't think he was the pop that they're looking for. So, what is that, guys? The Manung guy, the rookie from last year. So
Yeah.
I
More
think
of
they're
a
looking
goal
for
line situation.
yeah. I think they want some help for him. They had some secondary. Byard left. Byard, didn't he lead the NFL in picks last year? I think he did.
Yeah,
So
that whole team had a bunch of picks, but yeah.
yeah, they caused a lot. They caused a lot of chaos over there. So, I mean, if Caleb Williams can take another step up, these guys can be really good. Their O line's improved. The run game, still there. I think Colston Loveland really turned it on at the end of the year. I think he's going to take it up another level. I think it'll depend on if Burden and Odunze can take that hole that Moore was filling. So um, they're building around a young core. I don't think they're in a necessarily win now situation. I think they building it. These guys, I think, like we've been saying all night, depend on health. I think so. If their O line can stay healthy, I really like their backup quarterback. To be honest, the Tyson Badgett, that dude is I like that guy. So if he had to go in, I don't think it's the end of the world. But other than that, I mean, these guys are with Ben Johnson. I think when you lose a good coordinator like the Lions did, it takes a big impact. I think sometimes they can become really good offense or good coaches, as we're seeing with like Liam Cohen and him. So I'll take these guys. I mean, I I think they're the favorites to win the division. I don't think Green Bay's done enough. We'll see what Kyler can do. I don't think the Lions. I think the Lions are either leveled out or on that slight decline. So I'll take the Bears as the favorite in the division. I'll give them 10 wins, or I'll give them 11 wins this year. Um, and I think they'll be a playoff team for sure. So, Ron, what are you thinking?
Yeah, with the Bears, I've heard that they're potentially talking about moving to Indiana
The
because
Indiana
they're
Bears.
trying to build a new stadium and so they're trying to build a new stadium and they're having problems financially or something, legal problems with it. I don't know. But yeah, like you said, I think the biggest thing is the guys they lost, like traded away DJ Moore. First, they got a second round pick, so yeah, they could get a guy in the draft to replace him, and they have the player already there to replace him. But they also they uh, cut Tremaine Edmonds, their starting linebacker. Both their safeties that were interception monsters back there by Beard and Brisker. And then one of the corners, big guys, Nashawn Wright, he left. So that secondary, they still have some pretty good corners, and they did bring in Kobe Bryant, but that defense struggled to get pass rush, and they still were able to make plays in the back. So I don't know if their defense is going to be as good.
I
I
think
don't
I
know if
think
they're
their
going to be as
downfall was
good.
their run defense. I think their run defense was in the bottom half at least, probably the bottom third of the league, and that's where I think they addressed. But like you said, the two safety deal, um, keeping the ball away. I think that is something that they coach there though is is strips.
They had a good second DB coach.
Yeah, so strips and stripping the ball and be aggressive in the pass. So you got anything else, Ron?
Yeah.
Or should,
But yeah, so I just want to say that they're in talks of trading for a defensive end also because that pass rush last year was pretty bad. All they have is Montez Sweat, so they're looking to get another defensive end either in the draft or potentially trading for Crosby or Myles Garrett. So look to that potentially. Other than that, I think they're still going to win the division.
yeah, I mean they won
Uh,
the division
the
last year, but they
Iceman
went
thing,
2-4 in the division. So keep that in mind. They just beat everybody else. They couldn't barely win in their division, but they beat everybody else. But they barely beat the Raiders. So
yeah, they had a pretty soft schedule.
yeah,
They
beat
did
the
have a
Raiders
soft
by
schedule.
one.
That it's funny that you said that Iceman thing because Caleb Williams is fighting
Yeah, I heard that the
George.
George
Trying to get
Gervin.
Patton, yeah.
Yeah,
He's trying
George.
to get Pat in the Iceman thing. So
Yeah, that's why I threw it in
I
there.
had my daughters paint my fingernails, but just for Caleb
Don't lie, it
Williams.
wasn't your
But
daughters.
anyways, no, I don't have
Did
anything
you
for
paint Iceman
theirs.
on him? Is that what you were getting with in that?
Nah,
Oh,
nah.
He bedazzled him. Bedazzled him.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, the Caleb.
So,
Oh, you were
I
doing
mean,
it for the show. I like it. I like it. But you should
Yeah,
have
the
done the
show.
Bears. What the hell? Um, but yeah, I mean, they had a soft schedule. Like, listen to this one: Cowboys, Raiders, Commanders, Saints, Ravens. Holy shit! Bengals, Giants. That was like a 5-6 game run. So, uh, not the toughest in the world. Back half was kind of rough, but the back 7 games was by far their hardest. But the Packers, they lost. The Browns, they obviously won. Packers, they won. 49ers, they lost. Lions, they lost. Packers, they won. Rams, they lost. So they lost more than they won when they played tough teams. So they're going to have to take that hump.
well, and how many of those are? I think they won a lot of one
Yeah,
score games as
yeah,
well
like
last
Yeah,
year, which
Caleb
there was a
Williams
lot
happen.
of
has.
No,
one.
that doesn't always happen.
Yep, yep. So
Yeah.
if they can do that again, or if they can get better, I mean, like, yeah, I'm like looking at there's a lot of one score. Like they beat the Commanders by one, like Commanders by one, Raiders by one, so Bengals by 5,
Yeah, which that
Giants by
never
4.
results to the last year. There's two things you said. One that we were just talking about their one score games that they won, and they went what you said 2-4 in their division, which that's because they obviously know Ben Johnson's offense. So we'll see how that translates into this year. Like we said, I do like the additions of Kobe Bryant and Devin Bush to that defense, who is that's probably where they needed the most help this coming up season. With Ben Johnson, I do love the emergence of Luther Burden kind of taking over for Moore. We'll see, that now that he is the second target instead of the third guy, and people know about his speed and a little bit whether they game plan him towards him. And then obviously though those big losses with Bird and Edmonds leaving the team, we'll see how that goes. But it all matters. Like we've talked about the health, how it all boils down to the health. They probably have the youngest and the most healthiest quarterback, I think, as far as, who knows how Jordan Love, shows up. But, Caleb Williams was one of the first picked in the NFL draft for a reason. So we'll have to see how that goes. And, yeah, that's probably all I got for the Bears.
Yeah, no, I mean after all that
Yeah, if
talk,
Caleb
looking
Williams
at
can
it,
just
I
be more
mean,
consistent.
yeah, they need after last year. Like I think they had a fourth place. Did they finish fourth the previous year? Is that why their schedule is so soft? But either
Yeah,
way,
they must have.
they're going to have a first place schedule. So it is definitely going to be harder this year. Definitely going to be harder to win 1 point games. You're not going to get to play the Raiders again, unfortunately, with the first place schedule. So, I mean, they're looking at like a Broncos or something like that going forward. So, I mean, that'll be I think that's going to be a big factor for them. That's one of the things I think that could hold them back. So, Ron, you got anything else on these guys or?
No, I'm good.
All right. Is that all? Do we hit everybody then?
We
think
got
so.
we got them all.
All right, guys. If you made it this far, thanks for tuning in and listening. If you caught Riley with his shirt off, we were trying to make this a PG thing, but he said he wanted to walk around with his shirt off. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Let us know your thoughts, guys. Give us comment and let us know 1 through 4 on each division who you think's going to win. So, Ron, you got any sponsors?
I don't have any sponsors. If anybody wants to sponsor, though, we're open to it. Make sure you like, subscribe. We're on all platforms: X, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of them. So even TikTok. So make sure you go like, subscribe. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Have a good night, guys.